Hi everyone, it's October 7th. It's Sunday, so Connor and I have some housework that we're gonna try to get caught up on. Basically just some unpacking, some chores, doing the dishes, all of our weekly things. I'm gonna hopefully have some time to make some meals for the week because next week is going to be a lot. It's gonna be stressful just because of the PSAT, and I feel myself getting nervous because I don't want it to like all the worst case scenarios are flowing through my head every now and then of like, what if someone cheats and then we don't file the incident report and then our whole school, like our scores get canceled. And I remember joking about it with my coworkers that if something like that does happen, at least one good thing is that they'll probably ban our school from doing the PSAT ever again, so none of us have to organize it. But of course, that's not, the goal. We want to make sure kids are able to take the PSAT, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, let's get started with some chores. Okay, so we made some good progress on our chores. So laundry's done, and we unpacked a little bit, and we are headed to dinner now at a place called Annapurna in Seattle, and it's really, really good Nepalese food. If you're into Indian food, I would recommend it too because the flavor profiles are very similar and ingredients are very similar since they are adjacent countries. And then we are probably going to a jazz show. Well, they're going to a jazz show. I'm probably also joining them for the jazz show later tonight. Hey, so I just got home. I decided to stay home again because the show that Connor and Chris were going to would have gotten out a little bit too late for me to have enough sleep for tomorrow at work. So yeah, I came home and I'm gonna do some self-care tonight. Another thing that I feel like I need to say, but I'm still processing, is the fact that Kavanaugh is on the Supreme Court now. I'm still reflecting on this whole process, and I don't really have anything to say about it that I feel like people have not already said. How sad is it that it doesn't surprise me? It's just pushing me to think about what actions I can take as an individual and what actions I can encourage people in my community to take as a community. I have been feeling for a while that I'm kind of just watching politics happen with this glass wall in front of me where I can see all these things happening, and I'm expressing things and I hear people expressing things, but then just things are happening that just feel so incredibly ridiculous and horrifying, and that's just who we have in office right now. I just want to remind you, I'm sure you've seen this in a ton of places, but if you are of age, if you're 18 or older and you have not registered to vote, we have midterm elections coming up. There are a lot of seats that are up for re-election, so please, please, please register to vote. Please do your research on how people who are currently holding office in your respective states have voted in the past on issues that you care about. I hope that I will feel more optimistic after the midterm elections and less horrified like I did in the 2016 elections. Yeah, so if you are not sure if you're registered how to vote, or if you don't know how to register to vote, please go to vote.org. That's the website that I use to help me kind of get all of my stuff sorted out. So yeah, vote.org, please go check it. And yeah, I don't know. I tried watching the show Dancing Queen that has Alyssa Edwards and I guess Justin and his dance company, just because I love Alyssa Edwards and I love all of the projects she's been involved with. So I was looking forward to this, and I watched about 20 minutes of it, but I started to feel like I'm gonna wait until enough people watch it that I can know whether what I'm nervous about is gonna happen or not. I've never really been able to watch shows where there's kids in high pressure situations, parents putting a lot of pressure on them, and parents saying that my entire life revolves around this hobby that my child has. I can't imagine anyone growing up in that and being healthy. And I could be wrong, and I'm open to being wrong, and I hope I'm wrong because there's a lot of people on a lot of TV shows about Dance Moms and Toddlers and Tiaras and like the Honey Boo Boo show and like all of those things. Those were just really hard for me to watch, partially because like perfectionism and pressure on myself is something that I have personally struggled with for my entire life. You know, not because of my parents. My parents have been like extremely relaxed about every single thing, and I'm really grateful for that. But it is still kind of hard to watch kids be so hard on themselves. Thinking back to like all of my struggles with mental health and all of the things that I've had to unlearn and overcome as far as putting pressure on myself to like meet a standard that I've set for myself or a standard that I feel like other people have set for me, it just makes me sad. It makes me bummed out that we're kind of glorifying that. It's also why I feel weird about K-pop. It's also why I feel weird about like Olympic gymnasts. I'm open to talking about it and I'm open to learning more about it, and if that's something that like you do, like please like tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. It feels like it could cause a lot of unnecessary harm. I want to keep an open mind because being kind of in this hyper competitive kid hobby lifestyle is not a life experience that I'm familiar with. Like, I was not a kid who had parents who were like that at all, and somehow I still ended up putting a ton of pressure on myself and having to struggle with it. So I don't know, it makes me feel weird. But anyway, I'm gonna finish editing this vlog. If you have watched the show, please let me know. I feel weird about it and I want to be open-minded about it because it's not my lived experience, but I also want to be critical about what I'm consuming. It hits a particular spot for me to see like a 15-year-old visibly put so much pressure on herself because that's my student, right? Like, I can very easily imagine so many of my students who do put a lot of pressure on themselves or who do feel like their parents are putting a lot of pressure on themselves. It doesn't change the fact that I love Alyssa Edwards. I do think she's like a great artist and performer, and maybe I'll just rewatch season 5 of Drag Race. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch All Stars 2 again. Maybe I'll watch her lip sync with Tatiana like 15 times in a row, because that sounds like a great way to spend my Sunday evening. But what I'm gonna do instead is edit this vlog so that I can get it up. I hope you had a great day, and I hope you are excited for the week ahead. Thanks for watching. Bye.